Well, hello, and welcome to the Amp Up My Biz social media 10-minute training. I'm Bridget Brady. I am the founder and CEO of Amp Up My Biz. I am the creator of the Social Media Success Academy, and I am the author of the #1 international best-selling book, Jobs to Jammies. I'm so excited to talk to you today about hashtags. So if you're here with me live, please say hello. I'd love to say hello back. And I want to talk about hashtags because, and it's funny, I was just doing another live with friend and colleague Katie Collins, and she's hearing this too about, do hashtags even matter? Do hashtags work anymore? Do hashtags matter? How many? Who many? Hey, Shan. Always good to see you, my friend. All right. So, how many, what's working, what's not working, and what the heck? Like, why are they always changing? So, we're going to talk about this a little bit today. And then in the post, if you want to dive deeper with me and talk about not only this, but all things social media, I am hosting a free 5-day masterclass next week. What? It's my last one of the year. I'm so excited. So if you want to join me for that, the link is in this post. So you can find that link and join me for that. But today, let's talk about hashtags. So I want to talk about how many you want to be using on every platform. I want to talk about if they are even effective anymore. I want to talk about how they're effective and how they're not effective. But before we dive into that, I want to start with like, what the heck? What is a hashtag? How does it work? So the most simple definition that I have used for a while now that I think makes the most sense is this. So a hashtag, if you're completely unfamiliar, is essentially a word with the pound sign in front of it that turns that word into a keyword, into like a searchable algorithm loving searchable word for your posts. But here's what a hashtag is, right? So like, okay, Bridget, great. What? Here's what a hashtag is. So this is what social media is. Social media is an enormous room filled with 3.5 billion people. Yes, there are 3.5 billion active users on social media today. So it's a huge room with 3.5 billion people in it, all screaming at each other, right? Everyone's just screaming at each other. And a hashtag is your neon sign that you get to put up that says exactly who you are, who you serve, and what this post is about, right? Is this a hashtag training? Do you do balayage hair services? Do you teach how to show up on video? Are you a medical professional, right? What is it, right? And those are some really simplistic examples because we're going to talk a little bit about like, how are you going to find your hashtags? How are you going to use your hashtags? But in its simplest form, it is your neon sign that says hashtag training, free social media training. So when someone walks into this room of 3.5 billion people all screaming at each other, they can look around and say, ooh, healthy dog food, or ooh, real estate in Syracuse, New York, right? They get to actually say, that's what I'm looking for. Now, not only is it really people doing this, because, to answer the question, right? If those of you who saw the title and said, do hashtags matter anymore? The answer to the question is yes. That's the short answer. The short answer is yes, hashtags matter. Yes, please still use them. Hey, Tammy, catching you live. I love it. So yes, they matter. Yes, they're still important. But it's all, the algorithms are always changing. And the way that your hashtag use is most effective for your business is also consistently changing. So please still use them, and let's dig a little deeper. right? So the olden days of a million hashtags in a post and using the same hashtags over and over and over again and using the same hashtags that everyone else is using, that has gone bye-bye. That is gone. Thank goodness, right? Like that sort of reeks of like old school social and bots, and like it just doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore, which I think is what's bringing up the question for people. Do hashtags even work? Again, yes, they do when you have a strategy. So going back to the idea that a hashtag is a keyword, one of the best ways to figure out what hashtags are people really searching for? What hashtags are people following on Instagram? Are people following on LinkedIn? If you don't know this, people can actually follow hashtags. And when they're following a hashtag and your brilliant content is hashtagged correctly, you will show up for them in the hashtags that they follow. So again, like, yes, 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 please use hashtags. So one way that you can come up with your hashtags is to start with your keywords. So a keyword is essentially any word or phrase that people are searching for online. So anywhere people are searching online, whether it's Google, whether it's social, it doesn't matter. A keyword is the word or phrase that people are typing in to find the thing that they're looking for, right? To find the content. And then if your content is rich with those keywords and or has those words as hashtags, there's a chance that your content will come up for them. So you can start with your keyword list and then do a little research on Insta. Do it, really, like, Instagram is one of my favorite places to do keyword research. Instagram is the current king of hashtags today. So Insta is a great place to do some keyword research. Take a look and see what keywords people are using. Do they have a huge volume? Are like millions and millions of people using that keyword? You might not be able to compete in that space. But are there just a moderate amount of people using that keyword? You might be able to compete there. Are few people, like enough people, the right people using that keyword or looking for that keyword, right? So you want to do a little bit of that research. That's number one. Then number two, this is also changing all the time. So I'm going to give you some quick hits. So for those of you who are here and you're like, oh yeah, give me the goods, Bridget. Like, I'm here. My pen and paper is ready. Let me give you some ideas of current best practices. And my friends, this changes all the time. And it's as frustrating for us who run a social media agency as it is for you, I assure you. And none of these are hard or fast rules. So I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I have to change my entire strategy now because of, this new keyword or new hashtag algorithm or best practices. No. But I'm a big believer in test it, track it, tweak it. So I want to give you a new idea of what we're seeing. We're so lucky because we've worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and thousands of business owners and helped them create millions of dollars of revenue. So like we're really lucky because we get to see this in action. But here's what we're seeing right now. On Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, we're seeing that the most effective use of hashtags is like one or two really specific, perfect hashtags, like maybe three, but like really, like the days of like tons and tons and tons of hashtags, those days on most platforms have passed. Now on YouTube, we're still seeing what works best is more like 2 to 3. Again, ish. This does not have to be hard and fast rule. If you're like, oh, but Bridget, I've been using these 3 hashtags on my LinkedIn posts and they're getting tons of views. Please keep doing that, right? Every account's a little bit different. Every business is a little bit different. Every audience is a little bit different. But here's your like rule of thumb to start with. So YouTube, we're seeing like 2 to 3 hashtags works brilliantly. On Pinterest, because Pinterest really uses hashtags to show people what they might be interested in. So on Pinterest right now, we are seeing more like to 5 to 6, right? You don't really want to go over that 5 or 6, but like, anywhere between 2 and 6 on Pinterest is great. And now to Instagram. Ah, my friend, this is the question, isn't it? Everyone's like, in the post, in the comments, 30 hashtags, 5 hashtags. We're like, this is the great debate. So I have said for a long time, if you know me at all, I've said for a long time between 7 and 30. And I know that that's a huge span, but I've tested it. We've tracked it. We've tweaked it. If you go below on your Instagram posts, like 5 to 7 hashtags, try it. Check out your insights. If you don't know that you can do this, I'm going to give you a hot tip right now. On Instagram, if you go to your post insights and you go to discovery, like how people are discovering your posts, it will tell you that like 500 people discovered your post because they're your follower, and 400 people discovered your posts from your hashtags, right? So you can see what's working and what's not working. And when you go too far below on Instagram, Instagram just does not seem to like it. But I got to tell you, and I tell my clients and students to do this, like test out 7 to 10, test out 10 to 15, test how many hashtags Instagram is loving for you and your business right now. But I will tell you that we have found that somewhere in that like 5, 10, 15, like 7 to 10, 10 to 15, those have been some really nice sweet spots for us, for our clients, for our students. So again, test it, track it, tweak it, but I do think that their Instagram is even pulling back. And I think that a lot of that is because of the bots, right? The craziness that is happening right now in social media. And I think that, again, that sort of old school social of like use as many hashtags as you can on Twitter and as many hashtags as you can on Insta, I think that's going away. Another piece of the puzzle for your hashtags are do not use the same hashtags. And I don't mean like, have a list of 100 and use from that 100, do all your hashtag research, do your keyword research, do your hashtag research, have 100 brilliant hashtags like ready to go. And you can jump on some trends sometimes, right? It's okay to provide relevant content. So some people call it newsjacking. Provide your relevant content to something that's going on. But other than your branded hashtag, right? Like ours is hashtag #AmpUpMyBiz, right? Because that's our handle. That's who we are. So other than your branded hashtag, which you can use on many or most of your posts, your other hashtags, please use a variety. I see it over and over and over again, especially on Insta. And I know because it's hard, because it's easy to be lazy and grab those same 10 hashtags and just stick them on every post on your Insta. It downgrades you in the algorithm. So use a good mix of hashtags. Always be mixing it up, except for your branded hashtags. But yes, my friend, all the cats are out of all the bags. Hashtags are still relevant. They absolutely still work today. And please, please use your hashtags. It's short, it's sweet, it's easy today. If you have any quick questions, we still have about a minute. But in the meantime, I am also going to invite you to, I'm going to put it up here for you, the last free masterclass that I'm hosting in 2021. And I actually am not sure what I'm doing in 2022, but for sure, this is the last one of this year. I am hosting a 5-day free masterclass that is all about social. We are going to get in there and cut through the confusion, overcome your overwhelm, and talk about social media strategy that gets you results. Because I'm not about social for the sake of social. I love social, not about wasting time. We are business owners. We are entrepreneurs. We do not have time to mess around. So I'd love to have you there. It's happening next week, masterclass.ampupmybiz.com. masterclass.ampupmybiz.com. You can learn more. I dive into what I'm going to teach you in the class. Come spend 5 days with me. It's about an hour a day, and we are going to dive deep into so many pieces of your social media puzzle to help you brand yourself, build your business, and bank more profits. Masterclass.ampupmybiz.com. I cannot wait to see you there. It's next week and it's the last one. So I will see you there. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.